Hello everybody, welcome back to Cuddles R Us. Today we're going to be diving into settings. So, most importantly, which ones should you turn on? And which ones you should have off? So, let's get into it. First off, we're going to go to gameplay. Okay, scroll down, Placeable Rotation Build Mode. Now, this is set to player facing. You want to turn this off. If you don't, when you try to access boxes, right, you can move these around in an order in which you can actually, well, you can place them square against your wall. Now, if you don't do that, all right, we go back into settings. We go to fix, apply. This setting will always be facing the character. So you would have to see how it doesn't really, anytime you move your mouse, it doesn't really give you a very good response. So definitely recommend you turn that on. So camera shake, you can leave that on. I use it for when I hear spice blows and stuff. Like, it's really good for that. But you can turn this off, like if you don't like it. Show helmet, of course, off. I want to see my character's head. I mean, I spent enough time, designing it and the character creator. I might as well appreciate it. So let's hit confirm on these. Next, we're going to go to display. Field of view. Now, this is going to drastically impact, but it's also going to change like how much you can view of the world. But I leave it at 90. It gives me good frames. Frame rate cap, I uncap all of this, so this is just unlimited. Then we go down to show chat bubbles. I turn this off, or I leave this on so you can see who's talking to you. Same with the chat indicators, but this one is turned off by default. All right, show friendly indicators, you want to make sure that that one's turned on, because if you don't, you won't see any numbers above your friendly allies' heads, and this is a great setting to turn back, to turn on. So huge plus. I like, hands down. If you ever do have a problem in tracking your teammates, this is perfect, especially when you get into PvP situations. It's amazing. So here's also another setting that you can look at is text on chat, like your show text chat on your hub. You can actually turn this off, and when you do, you will no longer see any chat on here unless you open the chat menu. So that's one of the other settings. So let's get into graphic settings now. Mine set to medium. I play full screen window mode. All right, you can turn this up depending on your graphics card and whatnot, but I haven't had that many issues like some people. Right, view distance. Now, this view distance actually comes quite handy when you're out in the deep desert and stuff like this. Like, it's the view distance to make sure that you can see people further away. It does help out tremendously. Now, when I'm in PvP, I switch the view distance to ultra mode just because I want to see as far away as possible. Like, whenever I go to the deep desert, I make sure I turn this on. When I'm in the just hog a basin, medium's good because it doesn't really matter. It's all PvE content, so it doesn't really matter. But for PvP, you want to make sure you turn your view distance as much as you possibly can. I didn't even know that these put these in here, but probably why they list them as experimental. So there we go. Let's apply those. So depending on how you want and like what you want, I always put this as push to talk. It doesn't matter. But your default push to talk setting will be V for voice activation. So you can change that in your keybinds. Where is it? Voice chat right here. So you can put it as whatever button you want. That's completely up to you. But this ping is amazing to start using. It's a middle mouse button. All right. You can actually ping the map, and your allies will be able to see the pings if you just press the middle mouse button. This is huge when you're trying to tell people where to go and what to do. Like, oh, there's, you know, people over here in this direction. Yeah, ping it. Boom. It's super simple. It's something that is massively overlooked. There's also another setting. You can hit T your timers. Okay, so if you press T, you're actually going to be able to bring up your radiation level. It's going to show you all your debuffs. If you press T, it'll show you like the duration of every buff and debuff that you have. So when you can count your radiation, right, that it helps you when you have the rad suit on. It'll help you dictate how much and how much more radiation you can handle before you actually have to get out of the zone. Now, it doesn't, once you hit the cap, it does have a little bit before it will kill you. You get roughly about like 2 minutes, maybe a minute before the radiation will actually kill you. But with that said, that was just a couple of settings that I just thought we'd go over today. And if you do, like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to know more. And I'll try to keep pushing out some more content for you guys. With that said, I'll see you in Arrakis.